Alrighty then. Hello everybody, what's going on? Blake here for Little Regret. I'm going to go ahead and transition on over. Alright, not too bad. Seems like this thing is struggling just a little bit in that the YouTube stuff is not fully operational yet. But we're working on it. Anyways, hope you guys are having a good evening or morning or afternoon wherever you are in the world. Gonna just probably jump into one of the daily races to get ourselves started here, but I'm gonna try and take a moment to just kind of like settle in. If you haven't seen the stream before, my name is Blake. I am a bit of a sweat. You know, I love some GT sport, and I am an instructor as well, so I teach a little bit from time to time, but I'm not necessarily a great driver. I just do my best. So you'll see that we are DRA and SRS right now. I believe we could be a little bit higher up. I think we lost some SR recently, so we might get into some drop split races. We're going to have to see how that all goes. I wasn't looking at the camera. And yeah, it should be a good time. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this journey with me. I'm really just here to figure out if my equipment works, and I don't expect this to be a particularly long stream, but we should be here for at least an hour and change. So let's just settle in, have a few good races. There'll be at least 2, if not maybe 3 Sardinias. Or we could go to Brantach in the Group 4 cars. I personally feel like I need to learn Sardinia more, and it seems like it's a fun race on some level. So I'm interested. Though Daily Race A also has caught my attention, but we'll come to that probably another day. I want to get my SR back up in particular. So I think I know the strategy already for this one. I'm going to use my usual car, which is probably always a poor idea on paper. But the Corvette has its merits, so I'm not going to try and take away too much from it. Let's see. You know, I was going to jump straight into the race. I don't think I'm going to do that today. I'm going to try and be a bit more tactful, so we're just going to try and focus on qualifying for the moment. Getting the car as quick as we can in one-shot pace, and just see where we can go from there. Otherwise, there's not really much to think about on that. Just gotta kind of go in and get our reference points and see if we're really settling in nice. I also kind of have this mount that I kind of devised for my phone on my wheelbase. Very weird, strange, I know, but it's allowing me to see chat much more easily in a lot of ways, in a more legible text, because if I look over to my stream, which I have on my computer right over by my webcam here, it is kind of minuscule, and I'm having a tough time seeing everything. I'm also going to take it out of studio mode. That should help a little bit. Oh, here we go. This is actually a much more elegant solution to the problem. I might go with this. Oh, never mind. Well, still, more elegant solution to the problem. At any rate, shouldn't sit around too long. We can just go ahead and get driving. Figure out where we're at. Make sure the setup is right. Assists are good. We're on the right tires. Okay, here we go. We can start to mess with this. Definitely soften up the fronts a little bit too. I actually don't want to take my rear springs too hard. I feel like I overdo it a lot with that. Let's see. That might be hot. It might be not. Let's just try it. I'm gonna put my phone down so I don't knock it over. And that way, it's a little harder for me to see chat. I'll try and make a habit of taking regular breaks, so you can go ahead and touch down with chat. At any rate, we're going to go ahead and take a head of steam into turn 1, break around. A little early, but near the 100. Definitely can carry a lot more speed in there, so I'll try and brake on the meter forward next time around. Excuse me. Having a rough night. Go strain or something. Okay, so I still feel like I have plenty of traction compared to what I'm kind of used to. So we can make this a bit more aggressive in the rear. If we want to. Right now I'm liking how stable it is. It still feels like it can turn. But it feels stable too. Push that brake balance back to 5 as well. Or to 3. Not 5. 3 for now. 5 later. Actually no, I want to go 5. Changed my mind kind of quick on that one. Hit the inside wall. Pro strats. Don't try it at home. But I feel like I can tell where the car is going, at least. Does that mean I'm driving fast? Hell no. Excuse my language. Probably gonna try and have a soundboard at some point. Obviously, I don't think too many people would consider that profane, but for everything that isn't, you know, family-friendly content, we'll say. Let's have a soundboard with Charles Leclerc saying, "Sorry for the bad one." It was very, I don't know, it's an interesting soundbite. Funny one, I laugh at it. I also kind of want to repaint this thing too. I feel like that's a later detail and not a now detail. Right now I just want to settle in. Easiest way to do that is just to run some laps. Also, let me know how you guys are feeling on the volume of anything. If the music in particular is quiet or something of the like, just let me know so I can adjust that. Still trying to dial in everything. Because we also have a more bespoke playlist going on now. I think I'm still deciding if this is the one I want to go with, but definitely there's a lot of tracks on here that I really like. I'm just not sure if this is the final playlist. Okay, I still actually kind of broke early there. Made up all that time. But I can go a lot faster too, so starts to really settle in. If I could get even more front end, that'd be wonderful. I can probably get more peak rotation. I don't know if I can necessarily get more front end. It feels like it's tough to get the car to tuck in on the brakes right now. Maybe I'm overdriving it a touch, but... ah, God. Now I'm trying a little too hard to get certain aspects of the corner, and I'm not really putting it all together right now. So for starters, I need to just relax. Listen to what the car is telling me before I start telling it what to do. All part of the learning process. I used to just restart a ton, but now I just kind of like take the mistakes in stride and as a part of the learning process. Unfortunately, you do have damage now because of that mentality. But I'm going to stand by it. Case in point. The biggest thing is I think I'm not being deliberate enough with my pedal inputs. I think that's really what's holding me back right now. I do feel like I could adjust my brake pedal a little bit more to make it easier to accomplish what I'm trying to do. So maybe I will. But I'm not gonna give up just yet, because it could just be a skill issue. So I'm gonna try and persist. So I think I may have been right about both of those things. I think it is a skill issue, but also that adjustment could help. Potentially. I can go harder into that corner. I could have been more aggressive into that corner full stop, but I think that was still a better run than the previous lap by a long shot. We're about level with our previous PB. Yeah, I definitely want to just be a bit more receptive there. Could have gone faster. Faster and faster and faster. Okay, so it'll be an improvement, but we still know there's a lot more in it. So this doesn't mean much of anything. Yeah, just giving yourself more room on the entry makes that corner so much easier to carry speed through. I like this song. It's good. Good hyperbolic time chamber type music. I'm gonna tell the guy who made that. I'm gonna be like, this is like some hyperbolic time chamber type beats shit. Sorry for the bad word. Okay, now we're starting to put a little bit more together. 2 and 2 is finally becoming 2 plus 2 is finally becoming 4. What a dumb phrase. Okay, a little hot there, but that's fine. We didn't leave anything on the table on the entry. We didn't lose much time either, to be honest. Okay. I was a mite slower there. Yeah, braking is so important. Like, I think that even before I used to think it was just like, oh, whenever you don't have ABS, having a really good brake pedal is important. No, it's always important. Like, even when you have god tier ABS, like in Gran Turismo, it still matters to be able to get that pedal input precise. It really changes the nature of how the car approaches a corner. And when you unlock that, you unlock so much more infinitesimal car control. It's so nice. Me with a T3PA brake pedal. Not even a load cell. Imagine that. Imagine that, chat. Ah, goodness gracious. Yep. Totally lost my focus. I'm being a bit too talkative now. So let me just try and specifically aim towards the lap itself and not the waffle. Alright, we're going to brake just before the 100 meter board here. Seems like if you go right on 100, it's just a bit too far. So I'm just trying to approximate it as best I can. Just maybe an incidental moment. A 16th note if you're a musician. Or a 32nd, depending on what you're feeling. Right before the 100 here. Actually, that one I can brake right on 100. Easy. Because even on that previous lap where I gained quite a bit, I was on the 100 and I was early. So I could probably go even a touch further, but I need to have good pedal control if I want to make sure the car makes the corner. Let me try brake balance 3, because I feel like I was struggling more when I was on 5. I genuinely feel like I was struggling more when I was on 5. Whereas now I feel like I can actually... Yeah, it feels like... I won't say it's better. I won't say it's better. I think it's just different. It's not better, it's just different. Sorry, I do have to check chat in a moment. I will after this lap. Because I've been running a bit long anyway. I'm waffling quite a bit. There we go. That's a bit more like the apex we're looking for. I didn't carry all the speed I could have on the way out, but that was actually... I still made it to the apex, and I braked deeper than I had before, so... That's learning. Just how to apply it now. Still a bit deep there. But it's an improvement. If only net. It's funny because you had to be soft, but you also really just... You still have to commit to that corner quite a bit. But you have to be, like, really, like... You can't carry too much speed, but you also really have to commit. Because if you carry too little speed, you're just going to hit that inside K-rail, and you're going to bounce off, and if you're in traffic, boom. It's a 7-car pileup on the 405. I don't know. Back to you with the weather. That was stupid. Meanwhile... But to everybody here, happy holidays. We got the red and green wheel. We're feeling festive tonight. That's about all I got. That's as good as we're feeling. I didn't prepare for this one. I merely am testing things. And I'm just looking more for technical data than I am to be entertaining. Hopefully I'm doing both. 41-1 isn't terrible, but I think we can definitely start to push the envelope a bit more. I think 40 dead would be a good time. Grove Street's definitely one of the top guys, but at the same time... I feel like a 39 isn't out of the cards. We'll see. 39, I think if we can really lock in. 40 for now. 40 for now, 39 we lock in. How about that? I think that's a good deal. I could just cross my legs because I'm a baller. No, I need to figure out the setup though. I think we could use more rear anti-roll bar. Sure. I don't think we could use more rear spring. I think we can mess with the front damping though, because when they expand, yeah. So I think I want that stiffer. So let's just try 50. Let's go 50 there, hopefully, so we can keep some more weight on the nose when we're accelerating, because that is a big issue that I'm dealing with right now. And I know I made the rear anti-roll bar a little stiffer. But I think that's more for like mid-corner. I want mid-corner more rotation, but when you're getting on power and the front is lifting up, I want it to be a bit more slow, a bit more of a slow transition. So I can really use the grip there. That's my thinking. I don't know if that means anything. I could have just probably said the French alphabet and it might have done the same, might have meant just as much there. Okay. I don't know if it's... Oh, it did save my brake balance settings. Okay, okay. So it's still... There's still danger, Will Robinson, but we can do this. It does feel like when it's making that initial transition, it's more compliant. But that only lasts for so long. It's like microcosmal, like, it's not worth all that much in the long run because it's sort of an incidental state of cornering, but it also is worth every, you know, hundredth that it is. And that can make difference. That can make a difference over the course of a lap. But also, you know, just learn to drive what you got. You could just say that I'm wasting time. But if they let you tune it, they let you put hands on it, you want to be competitive, put hands on it. That's sports. That's racing. And tonight, I'm feeling competitive. Okay, yeah, I think this was a net improvement. I think this is definitely a net improvement. Let's see if I can actually use it for something, though. Okay. I think I'm going to go back to brake balance 4. But I do still have to be really careful on power. You at this point, with the way the suspension setup, you can't really be full power at low gear and have a lot of steering lock in at the same time because it will just throw it in a way that the stock suspension settings would. But I think that also gives you that little bit more rotation that you need. Yep. Immediately better. Because it makes it so that the front now keeps a little bit more of that weight that little bit longer. And I'm able to get on power much earlier as a result. Because I can balance out the car. Yep. So there's our 40. But what about a 39? I was slow there. Caught some understeer. Skill issue. I can brake later there still. And I got a good run off the corner too. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm crazy, sorry. Okay, so it's just a 41. Oh, that was right first to take off lap 1. My dumbass. Still, we're in the neighborhood. And like, there's still very noticeable points that we can improve. I haven't even watched the top lap time yet. I'm gonna do a few more laps, and then we're gonna look at some and we're gonna go view some replays, and then go get entered for the race. I think entry opens in 2 minutes. I think that's the plan of attack. Ooh, that was late on the brakes. That was late. That was way too late. Okay, in the marbles. Crap. That was gonna be a decent lap too. Certainly an improvement. You win some, you dim some. My friend Wendell always says that. Go check him out. Made by Wen. He makes some dope music. He's a funny streamer. A nihilistic guy, and generally someone who I respect. Even if he's someone who I can't understand half the damn time. If you want to know what I mean, just go check him out. I didn't get the car sorted out in time. I could have had gains there. It could have been Gainesville. I binned that one. Bad brake release, and I didn't use all the track that I could have. But the car is still so much better. Still. Actively so much better than it was. Just because of, like, that one set of changes. So I feel like the car is rotating just that little bit more in the middle of the corner, and maybe that's just placebo effect. I could be just imagining that, but it's right. It's right where it needs to be. I may actually, still deep in the corner, in the braking zone, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and adjust that for the next go round, but we're gonna watch some laps first. Let me take a quick screenshot of the settings I have so far. See, that's more like how you want to enter that corner. If only I could like actually put all this together. I should have been in the 40s by now, realistically speaking. But we will be. That's the important part. We will be. And I did want to finish out the lap. We got our driving marathon done. Daily marathon, or MoMA marathon. Quick screen grab. Excellente. I would change the stream titles and everything, but I am going to probably have to leave very abruptly at some point, so we'll see. We shall see. I'm tempted, though, at any rate. Alright, so yeah, let's go to the rankings. Of course, they're in the Genesis. Yeah, let's just watch Kylian's lap. Why not? 7,000th in the world, not too shabby. Let's go ahead and improve on that by a good little bit, though. I genuinely think we have at least 5/10ths before the next race. So, we got it. Anyway, it is a good time to be here, so let's go ahead and pop that replay up. Get that HUD up, because of course it never wants to have the HUD up. I remember in GT Sport, it used to at least leave it up when you, oh, let me start this over. It used to leave the HUD up when you, like, if you set the setting once and you went to another replay in the same session, same game session, it would at least save the setting so you wouldn't have to do it every single time. But on GT7, they're like, no, let's just make it even worse. So you have to go every single time back to adjust it. Like if I want to go watch someone else's replay right after this, it's going to take the HUD off again. So I have to go through and reset it, which is just really inconvenient because you have to pause and then go back, even if it is just a main straightaway. You know, maybe that's just me. Rant over. Alright, coming up, gonna brake right at the 100. Really actually lets the car go straight out to the edge of the track rather than steering it out to the edge of the track. Very clever. Using a good bit of curb there. Right hand tires. Braking well past the 50, but able to get the car to rotate more than I realistically am going to be able to. But yeah, the key thing is using a lot of the track here. That's what I'm not doing. braking a lot deeper than I can, but also than I am, and I should definitely be braking a little later there. So good to know. And just flawlessly on the brakes right there. That much I can't match. Like, I know I've already I'm close to my limit in that corner. I'm gonna run this back one more time so I can see specific things. Ooh, that was brave. Bravo, sir. That was actually not super clean, but it worked. That worked, too. Okay. Back to the top of the lap. Sorry. Okay. So like I said, going into turn 1 here. Not on the brakes yet. Still full tilt. Coming up to the 100-meter board. They're on the brakes at about the same time, but you'll notice the way that they're pointed is like they're going to run off into the gravel if they were to keep going straight. They're not perpendicular. They're not parallel to the track surface right now, which is sort of the approach that you want because it lets you not have to deal with all the jiggery-pokery of lengthening your line and moving the steering at the same time. You're just basically using one singular steering input to get you onto the trajectory that you need. So that's always nice. Probably only worth a very infinitesimal amount of time, but important no less. Okay. On the brakes now, just past the 100. Again, probably a touch later than we're going to be able to brake. He's able to drop the brakes kind of early, but not too early. But the car is rotating amazing all the same. And probably at the limit of grip, too. Alright. Still on power, just past a 50. I think the latest I'm going to be able to brake right now is a 50. Getting a wheel over the apex there, that's safe. Though I'm curious to see if I can go frame by frame back. Because I cannot. I can go 10 seconds back. That's a little ways. And that's a frame by frame it. Because I want to see what the throttle input is there, specifically. Okay. Okay, let's go frame by frame. Okay, so they're still on the brakes pretty decent. Let's see if we can see the nose pick up. Looks like it's starting to pick up there. So they're off the brakes at this stage, letting the car coast through. This is a bit micro-precise, but, I mean, hey. Okay, over the curb, still off throttle. Okay, good to know. Hooks in, still off throttle. Okay, good to know. Charging the corner more than anything. And I think that you can do that. If you get that late apex, you're honestly doing yourself a favor, really. Because you're making it easier to string these two corners together. But you have to kind of hit the apex still. That's sort of the key thing. You have to hit the apex still. Yeah. So that's that on that. But on power pretty late. Doesn't go all the way out to the outside just because that's kind of wasteful. The better you do at late apexing that previous corner, the more advantage you're giving yourself, but you also sometimes are leaving the inside open in so doing. It can be risky if you are on pace with someone, because then they can just lunge you. But yeah. This is what I want to see again. Oh, shoot. Okay. Upshifting? Downshifting. Okay, so this is where they're starting to come off power, get on the brakes. Just before this barrier, or just before the barrier. Keeps going. Gets a lot of rotation. And it's probably already coming off the brakes just as well. Yeah, you can see it already coming off the brakes. And it's helping the nose actually... like, that's giving the front tire some grip back, but it's also letting the weight off the nose, too, at the same time. And it really depends on the specific car, to how strong the reaction is going to be. Usually, if it's a gradual motion, you're actually helping give more grip to the front tires. But if you drop the brake suddenly, the weight shift is actually more pronounced, and then you're actually taking more grip away. And then coming back on power here, it looks like. Or maybe they just have a bit of something throttle on. Okay, so yeah, they're off pretty late. Oh, they may have been dragging throttle. Anyway, I think I've spent enough time on this. But all good things to think about, if nothing else. All good things to think about. At any rate, we're going to try and go do it now. Get ourselves entered. Because we're already falling down the ranks. We've lost, like, I think 6 or 7. And we can't have any of that. There's only going to be 5 minutes to qualify. We're going to probably be a bit worse for it. But we can do it. And we are going to get her done. How's it going, McCroat? It's good to see you. It's good to see it. This is working. Because no shit. I'm really excited to have YouTube on here now. Since that's, you know, all good and well and fine. But, Twitch is my main audience. But don't mind me. We're gonna just get her done, as we said. So I think we said we're gonna go 8 there. 1... 20. I took a screenshot for nothing. And 50. That was what made the big difference for me. The car a lot more drivable. Can't remember. Did I go 3 point? I think it was 3.8 on the rear spring. And I actually think I could go a little further now. I'll go 3.85. And if we feel it in a negative way, we feel it in a negative way. So we have time for 1 lap, and 1 lap only. Okay, I need to make sure I'm using the balls of my feet, or else I'm not going to be able to kick this brake in all the way. Okay, let's get our session splits up. Lock into the pocket. I felt my eyes just kind of zone in. It was a little crazy. Okay. Subtly angling the car. I feel like I was a touch late on the brakes there. Still getting her done. Word to Lara. Okay. Use all the track on the outside there. Just a little maintenance throttle. Yeah, that could have been better, but that's okay. That is all good. This is brake deep here. Get the car in. That could have been cleaner. That could have been cleaner, but that's okay. I don't think I lost too much time there, to be honest. And the car does feel good. That anti-roll bar change didn't really affect the balance, and the spring change didn't really affect the balance too negatively. It seems like the car is still on our side. So yeah. I felt the car get a little loose there. That was a bit nerve-wracking, to be completely honest. I have a bit more confidence in the car yet, so that's good. And everyone's like, how do you drive the Corvette? It's like, it's a lot easier to drive the Corvette now that they allow you to run settings, too. For me, because now I just tune it to make it a lot more oversteery, and I kind of just go hog wild because it's so front heavy to begin with. That was our lap. I am going to go ahead and exit out, actually. But it's so front heavy to begin with, so what do? You start to make the rears a bit more rigid, and you make the front a bit more pliable to handle all the heft up there. And then that gives you a better race car. At least theoretically speaking. You can definitely take it too far with this thing. Mainly regarding the springs. Like, that's sort of where you can kind of make the car a little wacky. If you start using really hard rear springs, then it just becomes difficult to drive altogether. But if you focus more on just softening up the fronts and really giving the car more ability to use that lateral traction, it makes it a bit more viable. Since there's power here, but it's not the most, and you are carrying around a pretty decent amount of weight too. So it at least lets the car scoot a little bit more with that weight. Okay, so we're qualified pretty low currently. There are also some B-rated drivers in here. But I shouldn't judge, because I've had some pretty good races with some B-rated drivers. Not too long ago, as a matter of fact. We'll call it just racing from the back. We'll pretend like we're doing it intentionally. I definitely want to try and make some moves as best I can. So I'm gonna probably start on the mediums, just so I can get that pit stop done early. Because I'm gonna be right at the back anyway, so I'll probably be caught in traffic. So I think it'll be smart to just go ahead and just call that shot early. I think a lot of people are going to be ducking in beforehand, though. So we might want to think counter strategy, but it's a bit late to make that call. Honestly, getting out of the pack is still going to be more valuable. So being on the medium tire early is still the move. I was going to troll that guy. Don't mind me. Well, now I kind of locked into the pocket with Daily Race C, so I might as well stay here. Because I'm not going to be here for too much longer. If I'm lucky, I'm going to get... what? This and the next one, probably, to be honest with you. Let's make it count. Should be fun, though. Oh, that was not what I meant to do. Anyways, turn one. What's going to happen? We'll break a little bit early. That's what's going to happen. And they're going to hit. That became a whole thing around us, and we survived it. Ooh, and we almost didn't survive it. Shit. Excuse my language. We're still surviving it. Just being in the right place helped us out quite a bit. Car's gonna be a bit more of a handful on the mediums. We're gonna just have to make it work for one lap. We did okay to come up on chaos around us. Still kind of stuck in it, so pitting in ain't the worst thing in the world. Go the long way around. Ah, that was my fault. I did that. I did that to myself. I can't blame anyone. Tried grabbing first, and for some reason it didn't go, so I just have to accept that mistake. It's my bad. Ah, you can't pause during the pit animation? That's stupid. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. That was a weird experience. I've actually never used text chat during the race before. It's funny because it's like one of those things you have to go out of your way to do, and I kind of respect that actually. It's stupid, but I respect it. It actually discourages text chat spamming too. Anyways, let's try not to focus too much on the split timer. Just ooh. Just try and keep bringing the numbers down. Just bring the numbers down around us. That's all we can do. Okay, there we go. Now I feel like I'm feeling the car. Took long enough. Yeah, now I feel like I can actually drive the car. It literally took long enough. So I am still losing time to the leaders, and that's okay. I need to bring those numbers in front of me down. Because I need to salvage my rating really more than anything. I'm gonna hit that if I keep doing that shit. Okay. I'm not sure if they're drafting each other. Why not helping nothing? Okay, one more enters our fray, and we know they're on our strategy. But I was pretty sure he was gonna be ghosted. Those used to be my trouble corners. I feel like I'm starting to make money in them now. Just keep on hustling. That's all we can do. Whatever happened before in the race doesn't really matter. We just gotta race what's coming up next. What's now? Yeah, had to lift there. Nothing doing. Really? I lost that much time? Damn. I guess I am really not in the right car for the handling portions of this track. But it does feel like it's finally coming together. And now I'm going to mind the tires. And I think with the tires being inconsistent, that's going to be probably my worst thing to deal with coming up. Anyways, just let's keep on pushing as best we can. We're in a pretty good groove right now, even if I'm not necessarily catching. I just need to stay consistent. Can't over push. Not a good moment to do so. Good thing, right now is a great time to just stay consistent and run our race. Yeah, I'm trying not to tip it in too much there. Perfect, and that gets us a better exit. We gain on the car in front. When you start thinking too much about other shit, your racing ability suffers. And I suppose I do waffle a bit too much. I think we're gonna get him on the way in. Try to, at least. That's not confidence inspiring. Gotta show me better. This is already not the track to be trying passes on. Now I have a run, so I don't know. Well, he bullied me out of the space. I can get mad at him for it, or I can get even. Those are my options. See, he drove that damn well. Because I feel like he actually was a bit more timid on the brakes, but he knew exactly what he was doing and how to control it. And so he just made it to where I couldn't even try to capitalize. Even if it made him slower, it was still something that was completely to his benefit. And I can respect it. Because that helped him keep the place. So maybe I will work with this guy, but we'll see. If he gives me another run like that, I'm going to take it. Plain and simple. Yellow flag ahead. Okay, car still feels pretty good at this stage of the race. I expected it to be a lot worse, to be honest with you. I missed the corner. I try to turn back out, and that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing you can do. Like, if you're shallow, just be shallow, because then if you try to turn out, you're actually like increasing the amount of distance you have to go, and it becomes immediately detrimental. Okay, let's just stay with these guys. Anything can happen. If we can pass P9, then I think I'd be happy. But that's still a tall ask. Ooh, I thought I was going to miss that corner. Alright, I gotta drive a little more carefully than that. Oh, he's heading in. Well, we've been lapping strong enough. A little early on the brakes. I think we just keep working together right now. I think that we're in a good place, and if I can get close in a couple laps, I'll try it. Yeah, I think this guy has proved at least beyond a shadow of a doubt that we're on the same pace. So I'm gonna just work with him. That's not a good way to work with him. Alright. I regret that. Goodumtis. Ooh, I almost followed him right into that rut. Yeah, if I get close enough to have a run on him again, I'm just gonna give him a push. Actually, it is a bit late for that now I think about it. It would have to be like this straight away. Because otherwise I don't really have the confidence. Yeah, honestly, even in so doing, and thinking about and contemplating that moment, I think I missed my window. Oh my goodness, I'm driving like crap. I don't think the tires fell off on me. I think that I just lost too much concentration. Maybe they did have a bit less response to them, but I don't think that was it. One more position. Okay, don't do that again. Yeah, I slowed down so much on that last lap. It's embarrassing, to be honest. Yeah, that was fun. It was a good old-fashioned time. Not too bad of a race either. We did make up positions. We did get in that top 10, so that does help something. I thought my DR was going to be in more jeopardy. I did probably lose some. But I think we did also have 16 drivers, so that's dead center, pretty much. So I can't be too mad at that. Gained 5 places, too. Started 13th, and I was moaning while I was in 12th. I was like, I can't have this happen. I need to calm down. Honestly. Ah, they left. I was going to tell them it was a good move. Yep, so I was the first loser. So that's actually pretty promising in that I would have expected that... hold on. Did I already save it? I think I did. Okay. Yeah, that was a fun time, though. I forget what I was saying. Maybe I'll remember at some point. I don't know. Also, if anyone's been chatting on YouTube, I am so sorry if I haven't seen any of that. I doubt it, honestly. I don't have a YouTube audience. I have been inactive on there for a while. I don't want to change that. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to change that. I'm going to be posting more of my regular kinds of content there. But I want the streams to kind of be more of an all-inclusive place. And once I make partner on TikTok, I think I'm going to integrate that as well. But obviously, I have to get there first and not be a fucking scrub. But we'll get there. We will get there. Meanwhile, I'm thinking about wanting to paint the car, but I also know that I want to get better qualifying time. Yeah. I think I'm going to go do qualifying. And then if I haven't gotten a message about me needing to leave here, then I will go into the paint shop. So I'm just going to do this stuff now so I don't have to worry about it when I load in. So I'm sure my aged brain will only process so much. 3.85 felt really good. Actually, do I want to try another car for this? No, I don't. I think that's... As much as I do want to... I am intrigued, and I do want to try it. I don't think it's a good idea, per se. Particularly for a test stream. I think that we should just keep things in the pocket. Because on regular streams, I've lost a lot of DR that way, how do you say? But it's all good. And honestly, your rating is really just a reflection of how it's a reflection of how you're driving, not necessarily a reflection of how good of a racer you are. Obviously, if you have that high skill level, you're going to start really ascending ranks. But, you know, if you're talking about the minutiae between like B and C, or C or B and C, or A and B, or A and A plus, like if you're on that cusp line, you keep kind of bumping in between the two, then you're probably belonging to the... If you're bumping between the two, you probably belong to the one that's above. If you can consistently keep getting back up there. Because I remember one time I got to A+ on GT Sport, and I just kind of plateaued. And... oh, that's not what I wanted. I just kind of plateaued, and I didn't really have an opportunity to... Oh, I can just do it here. That's convenient. But yeah, I plateaued and I didn't really have an opportunity to make it back to A+ at any point because I just didn't have the skill at the time. And eventually I kind of got better. I worked myself back up, and so I was able to kind of really start towing the line a bit more, though the PS4, PS5 split of GT7 kind of, I think, influenced that as well by dividing the player base into different groups of daily races. Because a lot of people did get PS5s while they were waiting for GT7. Especially when there were a lot of rumors that GT7 was going to be PS5 only. Anyways, I'm going to try and focus a bit more on the lap here. Ooh, I might have actually wanted second there. Second might have been the gear to have. Missed the apex there. It's behind us. We're gonna have time for at least another lap. I get too nervous about getting that inside curve because I know that if you get unsettled at all, you're hitting that wall before you really even have time to react. So I play that one a bit too safe, I think. I like how this is on the limit, but it still feels very drivable for me, so I do appreciate it. Oh, I could have gone faster there. But you really do have to throw it in with that level of intention if you want to go fast in that corner. And that's kind of what makes it such a great corner, is that it's such a high stakes thing. Is that you can't half-ass it in the way that you could if there was no K-rail there. Okay, we got in the 40s finally. I think we can improve a little bit more than that, though. I reckon. I think second was the gear that we wanted, but not getting to the apex kind of hurt me there. Ooh, that threw me out wide. The ghost is not helping anyone right now. I think I might have time for one more lap after this too. I'm not sure. It'll be close. Oh, why am I still waffling? I'm close. I was close. I could have had it. Oh well. I thought I was much further behind. I guess not. And lay on the brakes. Yep, and now this is now non-salvageable. Mission failed on that one. Anyway, on to the next, because we definitely have time for another lap. So let's just hit it, or we'll barely have time for another lap, I should say. The question is whether it's going to count. Yeah, because it's going to be 37 when we cross the line. 36. Ooh, yeah. The question is going to be whether it counts. I think they're going to let us finish the lap, but we'll see whether it counts. There we go. That was it. That was what we were looking for. That was the pizzazz. Okay. Could have had a slightly better run there, but we're up. We're up, so we're taking it. An apex there would have been helpful. An apex there would have been really helpful. And I was fucking terrible on power. On just before such a big straight, you want to maximize and optimize the exit. Still ahead, though. Shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. But damn, that could have been so much more. Okay, big gains there. Ooh, that was definitely pushing them. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Big gains. We like big gains, and we cannot lie. Are they gonna give it to us? Give it to us, give it to us, give it to us, please! Okay, we got to finish the lap. It's in the books. Will it count for the next? Come on, pretty please. I doubt it. It's been a fun time, though. Whew. Okay, so we're not qualified much better. I think that's still P13, if my eyes are treating me right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, then. So do we want to go with the same strategy, then? Get on the mediums early, or do I want to try and go long and risk fighting people? So that's really the whole thing here. It wasn't super counter strat either, so I think that's probably the right move to make. I think quite a few were on softs to begin with. So hopefully we can have a good one. I'm not sure if this bit rate is a bit bouncy. I'm going to try and make sure that it's all living its life okay. It seems healthy enough, but I'm going to probably drop the max bit rate just for my own safety at a later date. Okay, we're going to start the brace on the mediums, jump immediately onto the softs, just try and leg it out from there, and hopefully not get too many fights. We did a really good job of avoiding fights last time, too, and staying out of chaos on the start, so that netted us a few places for certain. But what's going to have to happen now is we're going to have to be a little bit more intentional, a little bit quicker, and just as careful. Just as careful, if not more careful. Even more careful. Okay, everything's right. Felt like I felt something on my neck there for a second. It was very disturbing. Into the braking zone. What's going to happen? Car behind is going to catch up a ton. A lot going on there. We're just going to cede to save our skins. Ooh, there's a lot going on here, too. It's a busy pit lane. I can't really even see the radar too much. I'm just having to drive on feel. Oh, that sucks. Okay, but we're one position improved. That's not terrible. Chopped off my exit, though. I pinched, at least. That was a forced brake situation. I can't say that was very clean of me. Can I get under him? I cannot. I can get close, though. Very close. Yeah, we're gonna go pit in right away, because bump this. This is terrible. This is stupid. I think he thought better of it. I think he saw what was happening and he thought better of it. Good on him. Because, I mean, that's the thing, is that you don't want to come into the pit and then just immediately be stuck right back into the pack. At least what I'm comfortable with is that with these guys, I either am going to be or I'm not. I'm going to try and just race right with them as best I can. And the key thing is that the softs stay on. Like, if I was on controller, I'd probably go 2 laps on the medium, to be completely honest. But otherwise, the softs do stay on. Let's see who we should work with and who we should try and pass. Ooh, that upshift actually kind of saved my skin a little bit. Gonna drop me a Corvette otherwise. The car does feel actually that little bit too much. Like, it feels like it was really, like, had a good balance on the medium tire. It actually feels a bit much now. But not in a way that's unmanageable, but it's just like a very subtle difference. I'm still working my ass off, my tail off, excuse me, to even just stay with these guys. And I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, like, we're all, you know, in a lobby of our peers and all that. But, like, dang. Well, I think we're gonna have a slipstream here, but I might choose a bump draft. Wasn't trying to pass there. I got kind of played there by that Genesis. That's alright. And what did I say? I nosed up onto it, and what did I do? I got loose. And now this guy has a run on me. I did the right thing to bail out when I did, but it was also a very risky move. And one could argue that I moved in the braking zone, so I'm upset that that happened, but I mean, I don't have anything to be sorry for. We didn't make contact, as far as I know. Maybe his connection disagrees. Their connection disagrees, excuse me. Alright. Still pretty early in the race, so no reason to get worried over anything. Yeah, that one was upsetting. I did that to myself, though. Just trying to put that out of my mind. It just took me a second. Well, that's a run. Gave me too much space. I think I've made quite a few enemies this race. I don't think anyone in the immediate vicinity is going to be a big Regret fan right now. Okay, good. If I catch 454 again, I might have to try and move on, but I also want to be nice, you know, because I was a dick earlier, so... Car feels like it's on, though. It's on. Okay, let's just focus. I don't know why I didn't think the 4 or 5 registered, so I double clicked. I know I'm making a lot of half-assed moves right now, but I'm trying to test the waters with him. I want to see if he's gonna like try and fight me super hard, or if he's just gonna, or if we're just gonna like race each other with trust. And it seems like it's gonna be the latter of the two. So if I get any good runs, I'm gonna give him a bump draft, and we're just gonna try and work this out together. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I do feel like I'm faster. Particularly, I feel like the main place I'm getting time is on the brakes. I feel like he's not stopping as quickly. Ooh, I slowed really late there. Damn, he is not having the luck with that one. We were on the struggle bus today. I know I'm moaning a lot about nothing, but still, there's a lot riding in it. Yeah, and I think that curbs step too. I'm just now starting to pay attention to it, and not the road, and not the road at all. Remarkable, love it, clip it. Oh, and there goes the barn. Woo! This thing is getting snappy. And his rear tire is starting to struggle, as it were. Ooh, if I didn't have it in throw, I would have dropped it. Ooh, he wanted it back, and he still wants it back. This has been This could have been a better race. I feel like we could have at least had P7 if I was smarter earlier. That's okay. Yeah, if it was a lot, it could have been even P6, but that's the way it breaks sometimes. And that would have been a stretch. We did finish close to the pack. We. Hmm. Yeah, just gotta keep on trying, I guess. That was one that I can improve on a lot, and probably a good replay to rewatch, just because it's chaotic. It's not one for the highlight reels, but it's one to learn from. So yeah. Okay. Yep, I think I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it on the stream. Amazingly, it has already been an hour 40, which doesn't sound real. But you know what? Hey, it's real, okay? So 100 minutes, nice, clean, easy. Go ahead and round out our prize cars. There's a bit of a reward for being a bit of a numpty, admittedly. Yeah. It sucks, but you know, life happens like that sometimes. Oh, wow, they actually gave me something good the one time. So the secret is just that you don't pay attention to the gift spin at all, and then it'll be something amazing. Every time. Every time, certified. Certified. I hope that happens again. Okay, yeah. So I thought that was a good test stream. It seems like it went well. For everyone over on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and just manually end the stream in a bit. You guys will actually get to stay on a little bit longer because I'm going to go ahead and give our guys on Twitch opportunity to raid if it's present. My dashboard is freaking out. That's fun. It's always a fun time. Okay, well. Yeah, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. This thing is acting really crazy, so we're going to all end at the same time. But thank you guys again for being here. It's been a test. It truly has been a test of my patience, and it will probably be a fun one to rewatch. So that's really why I did it. I just wanted to make sure everything came out okay on every end when I go back and look at the VODs. But it was a fun time. I did have fun, and I feel like I raced pretty decently too. So I shouldn't discount that. Sometimes you can do better, though. That last one was definitely scruffy. All right, you guys, till next time, take care.